Okay, so the Bellwork problems were number 4 through 9. To find perimeter of this shape, all you had to do was add up the lengths of the sides. You should have written the numbers out and then add them up. So 40. And then you got 98 yards. The next one, the same thing, just add up the numbers. Yes, you need to have the work shown. Even though a lot of you just plugged it in the calculator, get used to writing it out, because as those equations get longer, there's more errors that can happen. The next one, the directions to the perimeter or circumference. When we find the quote-unquote perimeter of a circle, we call it circumference. The equation to find circumference of a circle is pi times diameter. There is a pi button on your calculator. You can choose whether you want to use a pi button or you want to just type in 3.14 every time you use pi. I tend to prefer the 3.14, but just know that in a multiple choice test or situation, your number may be a little bit off from the answer choices, because whether they're using 3.14 or pi, it would put it off by a few decimal points. So just keep that in mind. But here's how I would go about finding circumference. I would multiply 3.14 by the diameter. Now here it shows us radius. Radius is halfway across. Diameter is all the way across. So I'm going to use 22 for diameter. And then 3.14 times 22 is what got me this answer. Now again, you might have gotten like 69.12 or something like that. That's still correct. You might have used the pi button instead of using 3.14. Just know that when you look at answer choices, if it's a little bit off, that's just because of the pi discrepancy. Okay. The next 3 problems, you were asked to find area of the figure. Now I wrote down the equations here, and every time you solve for area or volume or surface area, first start by writing down that equation. Then you can plug your numbers in. So here, I would just do 5 times 12, the length and the width of the rectangle, and you get 60 meters squared. Because of its area. Square units. Now for area of a circle, the equation for area of a circle is pi r squared. You should be memorizing all of the equations, but if there's one you really know, like in your sleep, it's this one, pi r squared for area of a circle. It comes up over and over. So to find the area of the circle, I would use 3.14. The radius here is 7, and then squared. Again, I'm plugging it all into the equation before I start solving. When you solve these equations, it's important that you use order of operations. So the first step is to square this 7. 7 times 7, 49, times 3.14. Plug that in the calculator and you will get And throughout this class, we're going to round to the nearest hundredths place, so just get in the habit of that. Okay, last but not least, area of a triangle. Now, I know for a fact you've been working on area of a triangle since 4th grade, because I taught it in 4th grade. But that doesn't mean you don't forget the equation. Here's the equation for area of a triangle. Your base right here is 16 and your height is 14. Sometimes they'll give you more sides of the triangle to kind of throw you off. The base is always perpendicular to the height. So whether this thing is sideways or whatnot, if this is perpendicular to the height, that's your base. Solving this, some people can mess up with the multiplication. With multiplication, you can multiply numbers in any order. You could multiply 16 times 14 first, or 1/2 times 16 first. It doesn't matter. I usually go with whatever I can do in my head first. So I know half of 16 is 8, and I can do 8 times 14 to get 112. So area is 112 feet squared.